folks, and welcome to the channel. Today we're looking at the Canon EF 75-300mm USM lens 3 zoom lens. It's ultrasonic and you've got autofocus and manual focus, and that's about it. There's no stabilization on this lens, but it's pretty good indeed. It's cheap as chips. I bought this used from a pawn shop and I paid £45 for it, which is about $60, something like that. So cheap. Even new, they're very cheap. I think they're less than $200 or £140 or something like that. God knows what the exchange rate is these days. I have no clue. Lost track entirely. But it's a very good lens, but I must tell you straight off the bat, if you want to get good results with this, get a tripod or a monopod. Because there's no image stabilization, when you have it out like this, you get a lot of jitter. It does take fantastic pictures when you use it right, and it's been a bit of a mission. I've got some wildlife videos and I've got some wildlife photography and some landscapes, and I'm just going to show you what they look like so you can make your own decision. None of these photographs or videos have been processed in any way. I just took them straight out of the camera, and they're basically JPEGs. They're not raw photos that have been messed with, they're just as they came out of the camera. And you get some amazing shots with this thing. And the zoom is incredible. You could even do astrophotography with this thing. I took a few shots of the moon the other day. But if you want to get the best results, you really do have to use a tripod or a monopod, or stabilize it somehow, because that jitter is very noticeable. Even if you do the tripod thing and you breathe out sniper style, it still gets shake. So it tends to give you soft focus, which is not what we want. And I'm using it on a crop sensor camera, which is the Canon 70D, which has got a crop factor of 1.6. So basically this is no longer a 75-300, it's something like a 120 to 480. So because the crop factor acts like a magnifying glass basically. So it's a very long, very powerful telephoto lens, and it is dirt cheap. Even brand new, they're cheap, and it works fine. It works absolutely fine. I'm very happy with it. I wasn't always happy with it, and if you're new to photography and you get one of these lenses, you might think to yourself, oh my god, this is awful, everything's out of focus and God knows what. If you want to learn photography, this is a great lens because it really makes you work for your results. It doesn't just happen like that. You have to really work for it. So I think this is a good entry-level lens. It's a very good quality lens. It's plastic. It has got a metal bezel, which is nice. It works fine. I've seen a lot of people review this lens and they've said it's terrible and how bad it is and is it worth it? Well, it's cheap and you get what you pay for. But if you put in a bit more effort and you have a bit more patience, you can get fantastic results like these. I'll show you. I've got a photograph of some hares going crazy. Hares, the mad March hare. And I just literally, but I had to sit there because I want to do some wildlife photography. I'm out in the wind here, by the way, so if you hear noise, I'm out in the wind. I'm under a shade. The sun is blasting down, but it's lovely. But I wanted to get some wildlife. That's why I've done this. So I wanted to get some wildlife video. That's what I wanted it for. And at the different settings, I mean, at 75mm you get great shots. The sweet spot for me was around about 200mm. That's the sweet spot. At 300mm, you'll see these hares boxing and messing about. And basically what I did was I knew the area that they come around. So I focused this lens, I stuck it out and I zoomed right in on the maximum magnification on the Canon, which is 3 times magnification. I zoomed into a little pebble on the path where they run around, and I just left it like that. And then I just sat and I waited. 3 hours later, along came the hares and I got that shot. I'm very pleased with it. I mean, I've taken thousands of photos, but that was I don't know, there was something about it. I really just liked it. you know, I think it's a great shot. I'm pleased with it, and that's all that matters. The other thing you need for this is remote control, because when you've got this on, the slightest touch on any movement at all, wind, anything, you get that jitter. So I've got a little remote control, I'll show you. I bought this little remote control off of Amazon Basics. You set your camera up where you want to shoot, and then you just press this, click, and it records or takes a photograph of whatever you're looking at. So a tripod and a remote, you're going to get great results. Handheld, very difficult. 175mm is okay, 200mm is okay, 300mm, you're not going to get pin sharp images handheld because there's just too much movement in that lens. There's no image stabilization. If you wanted to get a lens with image stabilization of this size, you're going to pay about 5 times the amount of money.